Hello and welcome back. Today I should have a little bit of a shorter video, as all I'm doing is showing off Rapid Castle Guard again, but with, a proper frame rate. This is actually version 0.95 instead of 0.92. It's got a few changes. I'll go over those in a moment. The download for that will be in the description. I still need to do a little bit more testing, but if all goes well, I should be able to get version 1.0 out soon enough, and thus, trailer and stuff will happen. Anyway, a thing you'll notice is how extremely fast this actually generates the castles compared to, I don't know if I even showed that off in my previous video. Like, the biggest thing that takes time is actually the game rendering said thing, because it's already doing this one, but the game, I pause it here and there it goes a little faster because the game bogs down. Even with my good computer, it's actually, I think, a limitation of the game itself. I'm not quite sure. A thing to note in this version is the actual super pickaxes will randomize in this chest, so you might start with these or you might start with the better ones. And also, if I can find one really quick, these chests are different. Now, instead of just spawning, diamond swords and ender pearls, it actually spawns... it actually randomizes at the start of the match, whether it be a wood, a iron, or diamond sword. However, there are multiple, there are still the orbs of bridges and whatnot, so that actually gives you more than one chance to get the proper things. Also, you might notice from this chest, there are some new items, which, I will certainly be going over those right about now. In my inventory should actually be every item in the new version. You might notice the new sword, the 2 new bows that can randomize, and these 4 items. Now, a thing I didn't really get to properly show off in my previous videos were actually how good the various items work. As you can tell, it's way better than it was in my previous video. This is just how it normally works. But as you remember, my old computer was terrible. Yeah, the Orb of Bridges, excellent item for getting onto the other team's place. The Orb of Teleportation is, of course, just an ender pearl. It practically, it can actually be used very similar to the bridge, but, different meta. And, of course, you have the Orb of Fire, which is practically a Molotov type item. Also, if you splash it on yourself, you should, well, I won't because I'm in creative mode, but you should actually have particles over you, and when you die, you catch fire. These are all things you should know. And then here we have the bow, and its excellent ability to break walls. As you can tell, I actually have it set up so it takes 2 hits to break stone brick, and 1 hit to break most everything else. I also can't really demonstrate it. Actually, yeah, I can demonstrate it. If you hit a block it cannot break, the arrow will just sit there, and this is the way you can break things like redstone, as after a few seconds it will just blow up the block that it's sitting in. I believe this is also how you can get rid of some of the water in these things, though I think it will just blow up the stone for the most part. Anyway, moving on to the new items, we have the Orb of Boom. It's a bomb. It's, just a bomb. Pretty good bomb too. It pretty much is a piece of TNT, but it takes 1 extra second from a normal piece of TNT. However, there's nothing anybody can do about them. You can spawn as many as the map gives you. I think they give you 20 per resupply room. And I do really love playing around with these. Of course, they're not ranged, so I mean, there's still reason to use their TNT cannons, unless I broke this one. No, this one's fine. For, proper TNT battles. And as I already showed before, here is the Orb of Walls, which is a very nice instant wall spawner. You don't get too many of these, but when you're doing, an invasion into a base, it is really good if you really suddenly need some barricades before you get knocked off. You can also sort of make steps out of it if you do it right. The next one, which is a bit of a runaway item, or also can be used as defense, I guess. Oops. These are the mats of slow. If I'm in game mode 2, which is the main game mode you play this in, you notice walking over them slows me for a few seconds. I'm not sure what in real life this could be properly compared to, maybe slime or something, but you can actually sort of use this to, I guess, defend yourself in a room, try to stop people from getting to you, so that, like, when they run over, they'll slow down, or in a case of you running away, you can start placing down behind you, and let me just wrap back around here really quick, and say they were chasing you, they would be slowed trying to get to you, they'd have to dodge them. If they're not paying attention, they'll run right over them, stuff like that. And the last item, which I should, game mode 1, should get a zombie to demonstrate. This is the Wand of Throw. It is practically just a knockback 5 stick, but, you know, you can't really kill people with it as easily, but you can get them out of your face, which is quite nice. I mean, if you really want to, you can eventually beat them to death with it, but I don't suggest trying. Or the best part about this is you can knock them, you know, out of your castle. You can almost knock them to the other castle. In fact, let's see. Yeah. Let's see if I can actually knock someone all the way from one to another. Oh, you really just did that. No, you cannot. But yeah, it's quite fun. So those are the new items. Another new feature of 0.95 is the fact that the actual barrier is, if you remember in the previous version of the minigame, the barrier, 3 minutes, you could shoot projectiles like the snowballs, or even Molotovs, or Ender Pearls to sort of sneak on, or, of course, arrows, and TNT. But then you had to wait 2 more minutes before you could actually physically cross from one to the other. So I realized that that slowed down. It's a rapid team deathmatch game. The 3 minutes is fine because it gives people time to get all their armor and make defenses, but the 5 minutes before you could cross, it just slowed the game down too much. So now 3 minutes and you can start crossing whenever. So that's a little bit of a sort of, I guess, optimization of the game mode. It should make matches a bit more fun, a bit better. I realized the issue was sometimes you could get non-ranged items. So you were stuck, you know, with just melee on your base, just kind of waiting, and it got really boring. So yeah, that should improve that. 10 minutes is still the time for the, you know, shoot, brain, no, brain, don't do this to me. Sorry, I'm forgetting. Sudden death, thank you. That's a simple word. I should be able to remember it. No, yeah, as you will see in a few seconds, sudden death still happens at 10 minutes, and it still gives you the strength and the whatnot. Yeah, there it goes. Yeah, still just strength, and also one of my favorite things, the exploding arrows. Which I'm just going to, you know, carpet bomb this for a little while. Yeah. Oh, I absolutely love the exploding arrows. They do make it quite a, you know, sudden death. Anyway, those are the new features. Those are the changes. Those are actually me being able to show the features on my own channel. I hope you guys enjoy. I hope you guys download. And I hope to get some gameplay footage soon and maybe even a trailer for the full version. Anyway, see you guys next time. Some crabs just want to watch the world burn.